You are a perfect guest to try and, I guess, solve the Jameis Winston riddle here, Carson, because
Hmm.
the Bruce Arians offense usually does lead to a high rate of interceptions for the quarterback in his first year in that system. You threw a career high 22 of them back in 2013 for Arians, and we saw this year Jameis had the 30 for 30 that you don't want to have. What is it about the Arians offense, Carson?
I just think, deep down inside, Bruce knows it's so hard in today's today's day and age to put together 85-yard drives that are 15 play, 16, 17, 18 play drives, which is hard to do. Defenses are so good. He likes those 3 or 4 play drives with the 60-yard touchdown pass. And he's famous for saying, no risk it, no biscuit.
Right.
He wants his quarterbacks to play with that mentality. And you look back at some of Jameis's picks. I mean, he hit some receivers dead in the hands or in the chest, and it bounced off their hands and went to a defender. So they're not all on him. I mean, not all 30 are all on him, and very rarely are all the picks on the quarterback. But when you drop back and throw it 40-plus times a game, and you really focus on the passing game and really don't run the ball as much as most quarterbacks would like to, picks are going to happen. But you got to take those chances, especially if you're not real good on defense like Tampa Bay was, and they knew they were going to get some points scored on them. They had to take those shots. Jameis had to take some opportunities to throw some balls in some tight windows. And unfortunately, more often than not, those balls seem to get picked by him. But that's just the mentality that Bruce plays with. He's not going to run the ball 35 times a game and try to win a game 17-13. He's going to go out there and he's going to try to, throw the ball and jam the ball down the field and throw the ball over your head and try to score 40 points every week.
Well, the next year, you certainly got a better hang of it. Just 3 interceptions for you the following year. And obviously you had an injury-marred season. Then you come back. And when you are a starter again, this was the year where you made the deepest run in the playoffs, just 11. So you kind of cut it in half in the same amount of time that you played. What gives you any sense that perhaps Jameis might have the same level of success in year 2 in his full year, Carson?
Well, I believe he'll have a big jump. If he's back in Tampa with Bruce, I really believe he'll come back, because it's such a difficult mentally, it's such a difficult offense. It is not easy. There are tons of formations, tons of shifts. Every play can change the line of scrimmage protection-wise. There's so many different concepts. We would go into game plans, and I know Tampa went into game plans with the possibility of having, 300 to 400 plays come off the play sheet. So it's not a simple offense. You watch Baltimore play, and you watch some of these teams that are just dynamic on offense, and they're putting in each game plan probably half the amount of plays that Bruce carries. So it's not a simple offense to just pick up and start off year 1 and go out there and have a Pro Bowl year. It takes years. It takes years for the quarterback, and it takes years for the guys outside, because there's multiple opportunities where receivers have the option to run one of 2 routes, and they don't make that decision and make that cut until they get to the top of the route. And that's just something you need time. You need experience within that system, and that's something you don't have. You don't have that experience in year 1. You need year 1 to go back and watch the film and see yourself doing it wrong, and the receivers seeing themselves do it wrong. And then year 2, really things start to click, and that chemistry starts to develop, and that trust and that confidence in the offense starts to develop. So if Jameis is back in Tampa, I would expect year 2 to be a massive year for him.
Well, again, the first pair of Pro Bowl teammates in Evans and Godwin since Anquan Bolden and Larry Fitzgerald in 2009 for the Arizona Cardinals team that went to the Super Bowl before you arrived there. That said, you also need a thick skin, Carson. I mean, with Arians, after the game in which the season ended on a pick 6 to give Jameis the 30th interception of the season, Arians, when asked about Winston, says you look at it and there's so much good and so much outright terrible. I mean, like literally he puts everything on the table like that. What was the difficult part of that process for you and Bruce when you were together?
Well, that's nothing. I mean, what he said to the open media is nothing compared to what he probably said to Jameis and the things he said to me over the years. I mean, the guy with the beat button would be holding that thing down for a duration of the conversation, probably. So yeah, I mean, thick skin is something every quarterback needs to have. Extra thick skin is something every Bruce Arians quarterback needs to have, because the stuff he says to media is rated G compared to the stuff he says to your face on the sideline and after the game and in the locker room throughout the week. But he knows how important each quarterback's thick skin is. He knows the importance of being able to move past a really bad throw or a really bad decision and be able to make a great decision the next one. So it starts in OTAs, it goes through training camp, obviously throughout the season. That's how he coaches, and that's how he tries to get the best out of his players. He's not, high-fiving and hugging and saying, blowing smoke. He's real, and he's authentic, and he gets after you, and he puts you in tough situations on purpose. So maybe if you need a little thicker skin, he puts you in situations where you can grow that thicker skin. So I hope Jameis gets another shot with him, because I think we'll see a much better year in year 2.
For more of The Rich Eisen Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV for free on BR Live, or download the Rich Eisen Show app.